Do our birds actually need us to buy and... Oh my gosh, my birds decided to fly. Nice intro. Do our birds really need us to buy and provide expensive toys like these? Or are they just a total waste of money? We all know that it's kind of a crap feeling to give a gift to someone that they either don't use or it doesn't feel like they value. And sometimes it just feels so wasteful to have that happen. It's one of the main reasons that my husband and I no longer do presents for each other. We do experiences. So, do birds actually require these expensive toys, or are we just all wasting our money? The thing is that many people provide the wrong types of toys to their birds. So out of an effort to kind of like save money, we tend to not put a budget for toys and get upset when the birds go through toys really, really quickly, because that also goes through our budget. Keep you a little busy over here. I see you pacing. I see you pacing. A little bit more effort. Get this part. There we go. Good job. So using discarded mail, books, old books especially, Amazon boxes. Yeah, I see you. We all got Amazon boxes. There's nothing wrong with working on a budget, but there is something wrong with giving things that aren't meant to be handled by birds' beaks. And all of those things I just listed are definitely on the wrong list. So birds are incredibly sensitive to different things like dyes, inks, plastics, foam, rubber, glues, and other adhesives used in like cardboard mailers and things like that, and the list goes on. And I'm definitely not trying to scare you guys, but I am trying to keep your birds safe for something that's so avoidable. So let's talk about boxes. Boxes are not only unsafe for the previous reasons I just said, but they also encourage nesty hormonal behavior, which in captivity only ever leads to aggression. So it's really unfair to our birds to give them hormonal stimulants and then for them to never actually be able to satisfy those urges. So it's better to just avoid those triggers altogether so they aren't constantly living in a frustrating hormonal state. Bandai, you're doing awesome on that toy. So like all people, I started off providing pet store-bought toys for all of my birds, and I quickly learned why that was such a bad idea. Cheap materials, high profit margins. And it's not even cheap materials, it's cheap, unsafe materials. I love the crunching in the background. Keep it going, Bandai. All it takes is for your bird to get tangled and die in that cotton rope, or impale itself on that wire rod, or get that fabric snugglehead or snuggie toy ingested into its crop. There's just so many horror stories out there. Doing good, girl. You almost got that one totally off. Do you want to do this one? Yeah. Good job. I now steer clear of any unnatural material like foam, plastic beads, plastic in general, dyes or inks, glues, bells, anything nest-like, like boxes, buckets, trays, huts, rubber, rope that frays instead of breaks, toys designed for human babies or dogs or cats, wire, and then those pear-shaped quick links. Those are the worst. Just keep in mind that many of these materials, if ingested, can kill your bird. Many of these materials, if broken, can injure your bird, like all the plastics. When I learned the issues with big pet store toys, I switched to smaller like mom and pop shops. And then as those stores began to grow, they also began to cut corners. And I started actually pulling apart their toys that I had once trusted to see what they had changed about them, because when you pull apart a toy, you really see what your bird is going to have access to. And when I saw what was going on in these toys, once they had been modified to just sort of like meet the demand of orders that these companies were getting, I was not happy with what I found. So you guys know that saying that if you want something done right, just do it yourself? That's where I got to with the bird toy industry. So I came up with a list of materials that my bird showed interest in, and then I found materials made directly from nature that met my own safety requirements and standards, and also satisfied my birds' beaks and minds, because those really play together here with birds. That's when the BirdTricks all-natural parrot toy line was born, and this is a couple of our toys from my toy line. Good girl, Bandai. Good job. Put a little toy on your face. So I'm going to show you some of the toys that I have of ours on this tree. So our BirdTricks toys are made out of 100% natural materials, and we only use bird-safe metals when we provide you with the quick links to hang them. So let me find one with a quick link. Here we go. This one here is attached to the quick link. So you will never see those pear-shaped quick links in our toy boxes. I once saw one of those go through a bird's throat and somehow it made it through surgery to have it removed, but other birds haven't been so lucky, so steer clear of those. So one of my favorite things about our toy line is that you guys have actually helped us develop and create it. This toy was actually created after a bird named Tegan, who was on a flight trip with us, who was obsessed with a different toy that had unsafe materials. And so we made this in inspiration of that. And you guys have provided us with toys that are unsafe that your bird shows interest in, and then allows us to make like a bird safe version. So it's been super cool because your birds have learned to enjoy our versions even more than the originals that kind of inspired the designs. And it honestly feels like magic when that happens. My other favorite thing is that our tags are actually part of our toys. So we've simply taken veggie tanned leather and had our logo pressed into this. So there's no inks, dyes, staples, nothing. A natural tag just simply attached to the toy, designed to be part of it too, and it doesn't get any more natural than that. My bird's losing it. Are you guys having a party without me? I was just showing some indoor toys. Leave for 2 seconds. There's another good looking tag. I will say, as humans, oftentimes I find us shopping for toys for us, like what appeals to us, more so than what appeals to our birds and their natural instincts. So picking toys that you find like visually cute and appealing rather than what would be naturally appealing to your bird. Keep in mind, out in the wild, these guys would be destroying nature. So let's give them that. Don't mind Barry while I'm doing a toy video. She's just destroying the toys. So cute. Way to represent, Barry. So in short, yes, birds really do need toys, but no, they don't have to be crazy expensive or even complicated. Here at BirdTricks, we carry everything from the most simple designs to more complex, chunky for the destructive beaks and foraging for the curious ones. There's literally something for every bird in our toy line, and you can even build your own box to be as unique as each of your birds to see what they like. Here are some of the materials that we proudly use in our toy designs. We use things like palm leaves, raffia, corn husk, mahogany pods, coconut, pod cups, seagrass, cork bark, jute, sola, specially sourced cardboard, all sorts of natural materials. We also use other various types of bird-safe woods and materials that you can find throughout our designs at birdtrickstoys.com when we describe it in the description. Now, if your bird ignores your toy gifting attempts, it could be a few things, so let's talk about those. Number one is that you may just not be providing the right type of toys to your bird. Although we as humans love the idea of giving our bird an indestructible toy because it's gonna last forever, what fun is that? Birds like to destroy things. So when you take that element out of the toy no longer becomes very reinforcing to play with. And oftentimes I see those toys used as redirected aggression where birds are actually thrashing with them versus playing with them. So it's actually become aggressive behavior versus playful. So keep in mind that being able to destroy the toy is what keeps it reinforcing to play with birds. So make sure that you're offering them toys that can easily be destroyed. I know that's not so happy to your budget. So keep in mind, some birds like pulling at wood, while other birds want to try to emulate preening, and different types of toys will provide different types of stimulation. So make sure you're offering a variety. Toy placement is also a huge component to getting your bird to play with toys. You may notice your bird is more active in one area over the other, and sometimes I will have a toy not getting played with, but once I move it, it immediately gets destroyed. So play with toy placement and make sure your bird has a comfy perch where it can easily reach the toys that you are providing. Another thing is rotating toys. That's very, very important to keep your bird's mind interested. If it always has the same toys in the same spot, it gets really boring. So move toys around, change toys out, and always try new textures and sizes. Even my budgie plays with some of the larger toys meant for macaws, so don't get too stuck on size. If all else fails and your bird is still uninterested in all of your toy playing attempts, train it. Yep, you can actually train a bird or teach a bird to play with toys. I know it sounds crazy, and it's a little high maintenance up front where it is a lot of treats for very little interest shown in the toy. but it eventually evolves into it being self-reinforcing to play with the toy, and you no longer have to reward for treats. I have lots of videos on this concept, so definitely check around the channel and look for those. I have everything from teaching my budgie to play with toys to some of my medium and larger birds. So make sure to look up those videos after you make your purchase at birdtrickstoys.com for your box of toys. I hope you learned a thing or two in this video about giving your bird the right type of parrot toys, and that you will go make your bird a special box at birdtrickstoys.com so that you're on your way to making a happy, healthy, busy bird. Remember that toy play helps birds from plucking, screaming, or other self-destructive behaviors. I thought you were gonna fly and land on me. Okay, there it is. There it is. It's important for both their mental and physical health that they can self-entertain while you're gone, and even while you're there. So make sure they're able to do this in their enclosures and do what you need to do to help them learn how. Should we go work on it a little bit more with you? Yeah.